Hey Rockstar parents! In this video, I'm going to share the truth about toys that all parents need to know. Have you ever wondered, which I'm sure you have, why our children would prefer to play with our car keys and our remote control rather than the array of toys we wholeheartedly bought for them? Well, there's a reason for that, and I'm going to reveal the truth about toys in this video, so keep watching. So welcome to my channel. Let me introduce myself. My name is Chrissy from Rockstar Kids, and I share an array of videos about parenting, and I share also some tips and tricks I use to raise happy and confident children. So if you haven't subscribed already, I welcome you to subscribe. I would love for you to join our community. So let me go into this topic. Now, why do we buy toys for our children? We buy toys because toys allow our children to be creative. They can find ways, through toys, they can find ways to explore their world. They can become very confident with how they use their body, their fine motor skills, gross motor skills. They can develop and just become happy children through toys, right? That's what we hope for. That's why we buy toys, so they can be entertained. But that isn't even true. Toys do not offer those things. There are so many toys out there that actually do the opposite. You see, the truth about toys is that they actually restrict our children's natural ability to be creative and imaginative, and it hinders their self-confidence. This is crazy. You'd never think that toys would actually do this. How counterintuitive. And the reason why it does that is because a lot of our toys that we have, they actually reinforce instant gratification. Like, think about it. When our children are watching cartoons, when they're playing video games, when they are playing, let me show you, I've got a prop. Toys like this, where you press the button and it makes a sound. That is instant gratification. It doesn't require the child or the baby to do anything else but press the button. It doesn't allow a lot of imagination. It's very limited. Toys can be very limited. I can't mold this into anything else. It's literally telling the child what it does rather than the child being able to create something with this toy. And it's the same with TV, the same with video games. They're literally just consuming in, and they're in a state of consuming information rather than actually being active learners and explorers and actually creating something. So toys actually limit imagination. I want you to think about the time when you were a child. Did you really have that many toys? I know I didn't. And it was amazing. What I'm trying to tell you is that our children don't actually need that many toys, because apparently, according to research, the fewer toys they have, the more imaginative and creative they become. Let me give you a story. Listen to this. About a decade ago, or 2 decades ago, can't say the word decade, but anyways, oh, there we go, I said it. There was a study, an experiment done by a nursery in Germany. And they said to themselves, right, let's do an experiment that with the aim to reinforce and encourage our children to be more imaginative, more communicative, more creative, and more self-confident. Let's do this by stripping them of all their nursery toys. So they removed all the toys in the nursery, any type of entertainment, they removed them, and only left like chairs and tables, just the boring necessities that we need in a classroom. In the beginning, the nursery children were very confused and extremely bored. But then after the next day, as the days rolled on, because they did this for about 3 months, the children began using the tables and the chairs and the covers for the tables, and they started making tents and houses, and they started playing with each other and playing different roles. They started getting more and more creative. And by the end of the 3 months, towards the end of the 3 months, they were so full of energy, really happy. They got to literally decide what happened with their day, because their class wasn't structured, so that the children had the opportunity to decide what they do with their day and how they structure their day. They communicated with each other better, they were socializing, they were playing pretend games, they were literally using whatever they could in the room to play with, and they were mainly using each other to communicate and play with and just pretend that they were in space and pretend that they were in the jungle. It was amazing. That just shows how powerful our children can be if we give them the opportunity, if we minimize the amount of toys, if we minimize the instant gratificational activities that are out there and open them up to be more creative, and that instantly raises their self-confidence. So that is the truth. The truth is toys actually restrict our children's creativity and imagination. And it reinforces instant gratification. And to be honest, I could go on about this forever, but I won't go on about this topic in this video. But instant gratification is an issue we're dealing with right now in our time, about instant success, instant happiness, things like that just don't exist. But with us reinforcing creativity and imagination in our children by allowing them to have fewer toys, I'm going to reveal how and what you can do, the ideas, the things you can do to enhance your children's imagination. I'm going to reveal that to you right now, because then they will grow up. Imagine, they will grow up to be innovators, to be creative. They'll be able to problem solve more confidently, and they will have more self-confidence more naturally, because they'll be able to look at something, look at an item and be able to see what they can create from it. How amazing is that? So let me give you some ideas of inspiration that you can do right now with your children to reinforce and encourage them to be more creative. So you could get them outdoors. Apparently there's research that's been done in the US that children in the US spend less time outside than people in jail. That is scary. Oh my gosh. We don't want that for our children, okay? So we want to get them outside, get them doing some messy play, let them play in a puddle. Let them experience nature. Let them play with trees and sticks and wood. Take them to the beach. Let them play with sand and shells. Let them experience the different textures at the beach. You don't need a bucket and spade. Just let them create their own bucket and spade. You'll be surprised. They'll surprise you with what they can do. When you're at home, give them some cloths. Get the pillows out. Get them to create a tent. You can do so much. When it comes to toys, don't see them as toys, see them as props. If they start seeing their toys as props, they'll create things from it. So the props could be clay. Let them play with clay. They can create so much with clay. They can mold clay. They can change the shape of clay in whatever shape that they want. They can let their imagination run wild because clay is moldable. Let them play with Lego. My husband loved playing with Lego when he was little. He would forget the instructions and just create his own constructions. It was amazing. Lego is so awesome. You can play that with your children. You can get super creative with Lego. It's very good for their problem solving skills. You can get them playing with wooden toys. Apparently a Montessori effect. Wooden toys allows them to create shapes and do whatever it is they want with it. They can make music out of it. Whatever they want, they can create it with simple blocks and wooden toys. And what's even more amazing and what our children really want is for us to play with them. We are their biggest toy, right? So you can play with them, you can sing to them, you can read to them, you can just play with them in the park. Isn't that what we want, rockstars? Isn't that what we want? Yeah. That is what we want. We want to play with our children as well. And apparently, an educational psychologist has stated that when children are able to have the opportunity to be creative, for example, using these ideas that I've given you, they are no longer thinking, what does this toy do? Which actually restricts their imagination, restricts their creativity, because they're looking at a response from that toy, to more thinking more expansively of, what can I do with this toy? And that instantly opens them up to self-confidence, imagination, and creativity. So when we try out these ideas, these toys, these activities, we actually open them up to go and look within on how and what they can create. It's so fascinating. So what idea, what activity, what toys will you start introducing with your children right now? There's so many options. List them in the comments below. I love this topic, so I'll probably do another video on this. If you want me to, leave a comment and I will make more videos on this. I got this research from Raised Good, a website called Raised Good, so you can go check them out. It's all about positive parenting, so I want to thank them for that. Thank you for tuning in. Now you know all about toys. I'm going to start minimizing and getting rid of these kind of toys because it's just instant gratification, and I'm going to play more with these wooden toys. Literally, if the ones that look like toys don't do much, they're the ones we want. And I'm going to do more activities with my baby. I'm going to do more messy play. I'm going to take her out into nature. I'm going to play with her more. I'm going to use pillows and just household stuff that she can create things with. As she gets older, the more and more I'm going to do that. And I inspire you to do the same. We're going to not minimize screen time. She's not going to play any video games. And she's just going to use her mind, her body, her spirit to create and grow in self-confidence. And I encourage you to reinforce that in your children, because they will surprise you and awe you in so much, because children have a natural ability to be creative, and we need to nourish that before it goes away and they lose that touch and they grow up and they feel like they're not creative, they feel like they're not imaginative, they feel like they are limited. We need to get rid of that kind of trap and open them up to the possibility of imagination and creativity through play. So thank you again for tuning in. Give a thumbs up if you liked this video, or a thumbs down if you thought it was rubbish. I still love your feedback, and I will see you in the next video. And give you lots and lots of kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Have an amazing day and happy playing.